Let me show you a gambling technique that is so crazy it looks like actual magic. I'm going to use the 4 queens for it here, so I've taken them out of my pack before we start, and we're going to deal those out in a line on the mat like this. So, and now we're going to choose one to be the leader. So Owen, would you give me a number between 1 and 3?
3.
3, okay, 1, 2, 3, takes me to this one. So that's going to be our leader queen, and the others we will leave in a little row there. And because you said 3, we'll take 3 cards and stick those on top of each one. So that's one set of 3 there, it's another set there, 1, 2, 3 for that one, and finally 1, 2, 3 for that one. Now, the idea is for me to demonstrate how to sort of move cards around, which if you were a gambler would be hugely useful. But of course, it's a bit easier at the moment because all the queens are at the bottom of the packets. So let's make it a little bit more complicated and move each queen so that it's somewhere in amongst the other cards. So just like that, we'll move them in to different places. And this is what it looks like. This is the kind of technique if it's done right. Let's try this one first. You just cover them over just for a second. And that should be enough for the queen to look like it's vanished from the first packet here. And if we've been lucky, it should end up over here. We've got 1 queen there and a second queen. It has worked. Let's try it with that packet face up. Now I know what you're thinking, you might not get to sort of put your hands over someone else's cards, but it doesn't have to be for very long. So let's say someone had just discarded their cards and you just collected them up and moved them a little bit. The same move works. And again, you should be able to sneak the queen out. The 5, the 3, the 2 and the 2. Which means over in your hand, we're slowly building up a better poker hand here. We've got 1, 2, 3 queens. But how do you do it without even touching the cards? Well, you don't have to touch the cards for the technique ideally. That would be enough. You probably saw it that time, but if not, you won't get a better chance to catch me out. Just left with the 4 odd cards here. And then I win the game, the hand, and all the money with the 4 queens. And that was Flight to Witch Mountain.